All right, Leo, welcome to your weekly Sidereal astrology forecast for October 5th through the 11th. My name is Athen. This is, of course, for Sidereal astrology. If you're new to this form, do check the description since your sign might be different. All right, Leo, so there's a lot taking place this week. Last week, there wasn't so much, and it seems like it's all kind of hitting us here this week. Lots of transits, both easy and challenging, and that's usually the name of the game. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight what these transits are about generally and kind of tie it all together for you. So the first major thing, and this has been an ongoing theme, is that Saturn is going to be sextiling the North Node, which is all about the life path for you over the past couple of years to really get your material security in order, to connect to your values in life, to be grateful, to appreciate the abundance that you have, and to even further that and to create more of that in your life. That's all very well aspected from Saturn as it has been, and that's going to be an area of your life that's going to start to shift for you this week, since Mercury is going to be going station direct, and when he does, he's going to be right over that North Node. So Mercury retrograde for you, it's over the past few weeks, reflecting on the financial, the material, your values, maybe even things relating to groups, networks, your friends, your ideals, your visions for the future. And all of that starts to move forward. You'll probably feel more of the forward-moving energy as we go into next week because the energies are going to be lower this week. It does take time for Mercury to gain momentum. But with Mercury right over that North Node, there is a shift. And I think it's you understanding more about the 2nd and the 11th house, specifically the 2nd house of values. So what's really important to you, what you really value. And maybe even setting some changes or making some adjustments there when it comes to those things. So that's an area that's really shaping up and shifting for you this week, and Saturn's helping support that, where there's patience, there's pragmatism with those particular areas of life. Now, with that being said, as you can see here, Jupiter is going to be trining up to Pluto all this week going into next week. That'll be exact on Sunday. And this is very supportive energy for you when it comes to your self-expression. Pluto has been helping you really change the way you express yourself, really change how you enjoy life, what you create, and sort of go through this restructuring process of redoing and redoing those things that you're creating or that you're passionate about. And it could be romance, could be creativity, children, entrepreneurship. So whatever it is, that's going to be an area of your chart that is going to be heavily aspected this week. Jupiter trines up to it and does create opportunities there. So you might see some of that opportunities, maybe even the home and family, since Pluto does also rule your 4th house, but expressing yourself nonetheless. And it's really coming, it's always both ways. So it's really supporting all this 1st house activity that you still have. You still have Venus, Mars, and Jupiter in your 1st house. There should be assertiveness. There should be looking good, feeling good, or at least can be with Venus and Jupiter, creating opportunities to expand your horizon. So more of that, more expansion, more possibilities, more self-expression this week. And it could sometimes come out of nowhere with these slow-moving planets. But I think the more open you are to change in terms of what you enjoy, then it's going to allow more of that positive energy to come in and continue to expand you and your goals and everything that you're about. So that's the energies as a general gist of the week, but the week's also split up into 2 different halves in terms of the more challenging aspects. Mars is going to be opposing up to Neptune, and the Sun, your ruler, will be squaring up to Pluto this first half of the week. So with this, again, when it does come, and this is all energy we're all quite used to, but here when it does come to your assertiveness, when it does come to these things relating to you, it is very important to stay nice and balanced this week. Mars opposing up to Neptune does mean that maybe there's some uncertainty with relationships. Maybe there's uncertainty with your one-on-one connections and things like that. And that's okay. Neptune's showing you the importance of faith and trust with those things and how to balance self and other, and even bring in more uncertainty about who you are, which is great because the less labeling that we have about who we are and the less we understand about who we are, the more can come to us and we can feel about that energy, and vice versa with those connections as well. So that's the kind of energy for all of us. It's uncertainty to a degree. For you, it's specifically relating to yourself and relationships, as well as home family matters could be shaping up, and uncertainty around those, as well as maybe things relating to travel or long distance matters, since Mars does rule that 9th as well. Now, your ruler squaring up to Pluto, this will be specifically Monday through Wednesday, high point on Tuesday, this is not an easy aspect when it's associated with the ruler, because you Leos like to shine. Right now your focus is really on that second house. It's on perhaps the material, the financial aspects of things. And there's change happening there with Mercury direct and Pluto squaring up to it. So the key here is to be open to change there. Be open to change with yourself, again, with your goals, your drives, your ambitions. And the more willing you are to do that, then this can be a very constructive square, actually. And expressing yourself in new ways, trying new things, and just being open to really coming from that heart center this week, early part, then it really helps you ground this energy, and then it becomes very constructive, actually, and you're able to make a very strong positive change to yourself, to your relationships, and to the other areas that I mentioned. Now, the second half of the week, pretty much this weekend, Venus squares Saturn and the Sun opposes up to Neptune. So there's a whole sort of shift here after Mercury goes direct, and here it's involving again yourself and your relationships, because Venus naturally is associated with that, and it's all about patience. Now again, nothing new here. This is what we've already been working on since Saturn's been squaring up to this part of the chart. And when it comes to your career, when it comes to your communications, take it nice and slow. If you're open to building, if you're open to working hard at those areas, and especially when it comes to you and your goals, then this weekend is a good time to work with that. It's also all of this solidifying that's happening now with your home and family, as Saturn is now making his way into Scorpio, which is your fourth house. Now, in terms of the Sun, your ruler opposing up to Uranus, this is going to be mostly just Sunday. It'll be going into next week. It's erratic. It's revolution. It's wanting to make some sudden changes. So Sunday, take it nice and slow. Take it nice and easy. If you are thinking about making some change, great. Ground it. Take it nice and, one step at a time kind of thing, because Uranus in opposition really makes us feel erratic, like we want to do some sudden things or make some sudden changes. So when we're coming from a centered place, then we're really balancing that opposition. And the center for you is really remembering that there are material values and there are non-material values, the deeper aspects of life and the enjoyments of life, the material enjoyments. And when you find that middle ground, when you find that balance, then the revolution is very good, and it does have a lot to do with what you're about, expressing yourself, and really tapping into that true self of yours. So Leo, the strong emphasis for all of us is Mercury going station direct, your Sun forming some not so easy aspects this week, specifically relating to Pluto and Uranus. And, this whole week is a mixed bag, though, because there is still plenty of positive energy coming in when it comes to your expansion and your growth, especially around yourself and the things you're ambitious about. And but it's a mixed bag. So both feet on the ground is my best advice with that. We are about to have a new moon. That new moon is going to be in your second house. So as we go into this later part of the week, reflective and maybe even reflecting on the material, the values, what is really important to you on that earthly level, and that'll help shape up those new beginnings, which are around the corner for all of us, and for you relating to your values in life. So Leo, have a great one. If you guys have any questions, please do let me know. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Take care.